Hi guys, well today AMD has unveiled their new Polaris GPU, the RX 470, a card which seeks to drop into the 1080p arena while still allowing those high detail presets. And to showcase the capabilities of the new card, we're going to be having a look at the Powercolor Red Devil RX 470. Now if you are a subscriber to our channel, you know that we had a look at the bigger brother to this card, the Red Devil RX 480. So although there are similarities between the 470 and the 480 versions, there are also quite a few differences too. Red Devil 470 arrives with a double fan configuration. The aim with this cooler is to once again keep those noise levels to an absolute minimum. Red Devil has also been modified straight out of the factory with a boost to the default GPU and memory clock speeds, possibly helping to achieve similar results to the 4GB version of 480. Now for the pricing guys, we only have the US price right now, so Red Devil RX 470 is going to arrive with a tag of $199 in the US. So obviously that is lower in cost there to both the 4GB and the 8GB version of the 480. And a partner card here like this one with an aftermarket cooler and overclock should hopefully pull in those similar performance results to a 4GB model of the 480. So we'll get things rolling now guys, and we hope you enjoy the video. Okay, well as we always do guys, we're going to start with the unboxing experience. So if you've seen our Red Devil RX 480 video, you'll know that the packaging here for the 470 is exactly the same. So we've got this really nice box here in the Red Devil theme, and our card comes in 4GB of GDDR5. If we just swap this over onto the reverse, we've got a breakdown of all those features there that our card comes with. So with the 480, we get very much the same type of features for the 470. So with a metal backplate, we've got that dual switch mode for the silent and the Ultra OC. We've got those ports there and a bit of a rundown through the fan technology and more technical details. And inside we get this nice cardboard box, and just opening that out, first of all we get the graphics card in that anti-static bag, and you can see that that is not going to rattle around while that is in transit. If we just take this box out, you can see we get the bundled accessories. Now there are only a few items here really to talk about. First of all, we've got that installation guide which gives you a bit of a walkthrough in terms of the installation if you're a bit unfamiliar with that. And then we get the driver CD. Now it is high time that we saw some USB storage instead of these CDs, DVDs. So really we would like to see vendors, manufacturers giving us the USB instead, because a lot of people are actually abandoning their optical drives anyway. Now the other thing that we would get is the Devil Club card to give you the access to Devil Club. Now it is missing out of this packaging for some reason, but you will, if you buy this card, you will get that card there, and obviously that gives you the access to the club, giving you access to the exclusive offers and also to downloads such as the latest BIOS updates. Okay, and here is the Red Devil RX 470. The idea with this card is it supersedes the R9 270, and it is aimed at mainstream gamers. So as you can expect, this card is quite a large unit, Powercolor's custom cooler taking the spotlight right away. And we'll have a look at this cooler later on when we remove it from that PCB, but you can quite clearly see that it opts for a double fan arrangement. So covering that card we have a plastic shroud which burrs those fans, and being a Devil card we have that aggressive theme. The card does look good, but as I mentioned in the 480 video, an adjustment to the font would give it much more credibility. And just like the 480, the Red Devil 470 avoids delving into the RGB lighting. So this card isn't as long as the Red Devil 480, but it is wider, and you can see there the difference with those cards side by side. So let's do a quick measurement now so you guys know whether or not your current configuration can handle this card. So for the length, Red Devil is 240mm. For the width, you're looking at 110mm, and then the height is 40mm. Now one good thing about the 470 version is that unlike the 480, that backplate there doesn't extend out as much, and therefore it doesn't present any obstruction issues for the top PCI Express and the memory slots. In true Devil fashion, the RX 470 comes with a factory overclock. Now there are two modes which are available with the Red Devil, the Silent and Ultra OC. These modes can be chosen here using the small switch. So with the Silent we get a base clock of 926, and that boosts up to 1220 MHz. And then with Ultra OC we get a clock which boosts up to 1270 MHz. And the memory clock has a slight bump too. It operates at 1750 MHz with a bandwidth of 7 gigabit. So with the Silent mode, this card will operate with low noise as the objective, while the Ultra OC gives us a higher clock speed, and that unlocks the voltages there to achieve this. And the other things just to note is that this card does come with 4GB of GDDR5. It is PCI Express 3.0 3.0 compliant, DirectX 12 ready, and it supports OpenGL 4.5. So Red Devil will occupy 2 spaces on your board and case, and on this back panel we have quite a variety of different ports to choose from. So we've got the one dual link DVI giving you up to 3K, triple DisplayPort 1.4, as those can give you up to 8K at 60Hz, and we also have one HDMI 2.0 that offers 4K at 60Hz too. So either HDMI or DisplayPort are the best ones there to go with. DisplayPort obviously giving you that route there to the bigger resolutions if you require them. Now this card uses the same board design as the Red Devil RX 480, so we have a similar power requirement there to that bigger brother. So you'll need a 500 watt power supply with an 8-pin connection for the power delivery. And over on the reverse of the card we have a large metal backplate which protects the PCB from getting scratched or from flexing. It's nice to see this even on a more affordable card. Right guys, well we've taken the cooler off our Red Devil and here are the parts. So first of all we've got 2 double blade free cooling fans. These fans are 90mm, so slightly bigger than the RX 480, and as you can see the blades are hollowed out. Now these fans will cease from spinning when the system is idle, and that will keep the noise to a minimum. And those fans sit on top of this large substantial heatsink which extends right across the card. This heatsink here uses 3 copper heat pipes, and we also have a copper base plate which the GPU has direct contact with. So with that heatsink removed from the card we can also take a good look at the PCB. So as we mentioned earlier, the board uses a similar design to Powercolor's Red Devil RX 480. So we do indeed have another 6+1 phase power design, and these phases here arrive with extra wattage, so 25 watt instead of 22.5, giving us all the tools there to be able to modify the overclock further. So at the heart of Red Devil is AMD's Ellesmere, which is based on their Polaris 10 architecture using the 14nm process. So Powercolor's nudged up the GPU clock and the memory clock speeds on this card to get even more performance in both the silent and the Ultra OC modes. And next we're going to do some quick benchmarks with our Red Devil and put it up against the reference RX 480. So we'll put Red Devil into the Ultra OC mode, and for the games we're going to be using Dirt Rally, The Witcher 3, Hitman, Thief, Star Wars Battlefront and Doom. And for each of these games we're going to be going for 1080p for the resolution, and we'll use Ultra for that detail preset. Now for other benchmarks and resolutions, head over to the full review. And while we do check these games out guys, we're also going to have GPU-Z running in the background to pick up on the max GPU temperature and to see how effective the cooler is. And we'll jump out of that last game there for that, and we'll also have a listen to the cooling fans as well under load. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, while we're in game, we're just going to jump out and have a look at the noise levels of those cooling fans by getting our microphone as close to them as possible. And if we just come out of Doom, we can have a look at the peak temperature. So there you can see we hit 67, which is around 10 degrees cooler than the Red Devil RX 480, that bigger brother. Okay, so there you have the RX 470, courtesy of Powercolor's Red Devil. Now if you've seen the Red Devil RX 480, you'll notice a key likeness with the 470 edition. Certain things have been cut down, but we're still getting some great features. And for me, for a card which is going to be costing you under the $200 mark, this is an attractive proposition. Given the fact that we do have that low noise cooler, we have the overclock straight out of the box for both the GPU and the memory, and then we've got that dual switch mode for the silent and the ultra OC, and we've got a solid design in this with a metal backplate. All of that is backed by a 3-year warranty, so yes, this is good value for money. Now, as we did point out in the Red Devil 480 video, Powercolor has unfortunately with the 470 also given that card an upside down logo on that outer edge. Who knows how this gets past certain phases in the production line, but expect that to be altered in the retail versions very soon. So as you've seen in this video guys, this card is capable of giving you some really good results at 1080p, especially when we ramp up those settings to high or ultra. And so if you are coming up from a previous generation, then this is likely to give you similar type of results to a GTX 970, although we do get better implementation for DirectX 12. AMD's architecture seems to handle the Vulkan API particularly well, and that is obviously a huge bonus for a card like this. So guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the full review, which is going to be on the screen in the description very soon for even more benchmarks, more analysis, and that overclock result. Thanks also guys for supporting the channel. I've been noticing a lot of positive comments recently, so those are noted and greatly appreciated. Please do the honors and hit that like button. Please also give that subscribe a nudge if you haven't already jumped on board. Take care, and I'll see you guys very soon.